Gotta be honest with you, this whole entire chapter of Seraph of the End being chapter 48 really did feel like a massive toilet break. And that's my pun for the day. Because this chapter really was a toilet break chapter, because the characters really did have a toilet break. And yeah, I mean, it was interesting, granted. It wasn't the greatest chapter in the world, I kinda did like it. It had some interesting points here and frack in there. I mean, a major thing did take place at the end of the chapter. When Crawley asked Fred, where the hell are we going? Because I thought we were actually going to where the Seraph of the End experiment actually occurred. And then Fred basically says, no, we're not going there. That's actually a bull-faced lie. We're actually going to a sucker bait because I promised Gurren would actually meet him there. I was like, okay, that seems interesting. And then who actually appears at a sucker bay at the end of the chapter? Lest Carr. And what does he proclaim? I'm going to take down those who violated the taboo, including Crawley. I was like, holy freaking Christ. Next chapter really does seem like everything is going to go down, and go down pretty freaking hard. And it does seem pretty interesting. Hopefully what transpires is pretty freaking interesting, because it really does set up to be that kind of coolness that Seraph of the End is known for, that kind of intrigue, and hopefully we get some explanation of what really did happen before. Hopefully Gurren might just give us some insight. Granted, I don't think he will, but you never freaking know. But for me, one of the more major parts of this chapter really took place when everyone was trying to figure out the 3 stages of when the Angel of Destruction actually appears. Those 3 stages being when someone resurrects someone, it then incurs rage from the gods, and then the Angel of Destruction comes down and then basically just proclaims, oh you freaking Christ, you messed up everything, I got to destroy the world now, I'm pretty freaking pissed. And then that's that. And I thought it was actually kind of interesting. I thought it was all around pretty neat, because we kind of get into more insight into the actual Seraph of the End project through other means other than the characters who really do know. These characters trying to figure out for themselves, and it all seems pretty freaking interesting. I really do like it. Another major point, once everybody else starts to speak about whether or not they can actually trust Fred, because again, Fred's one of those people you don't really want to trust, and it's very evident in this chapter because there's a very empty promise that Fred gave you about how once it actually gets to the place in which the Seraph of the End experiments actually occurred, he would actually explain everything. In essence, they're actually not even going there, and actually going to a sucker base. So you can really see they really just can't trust Fred. And as Mika actually rightly puts it, Fred's one of those people that likes to pry into people's weaknesses and exploit them through those means. And it's very evident in this chapter. In essence, he's actually exploiting you through the weakness of his actual kind of family. And I was like, okay. So when you think about it, yeah, he can't be trusted. You really just can't trust anyone right now. In essence, even Crawley was surprised when Crawley found out that Fred was actually lying to him, and actually not even going to the place they're actually going to originally. I was like, okay, kind of neat. In essence, they actually kind of say, they actually devise this whole entire idea that actually once they get this chance, once they actually get a signal, they actually might take out Fred, because Fred's way too strong. He's not one of those people you actually take down very easily. You can't just go up to him and go, and kill him that instantly. He's not that kind of person. You have to kind of wait for the right time, the right place to actually kind of kill him. In essence, they're actually going to wait until they got enough information, and maybe the next toilet break, and actually do it then, because you haven't got enough right now in order to actually have a worthwhile experience. They can't just go in and just go, fair to go, and you're going down right now. They can't. They haven't got enough information right now, so they're actually going to wait until they got everything first to actually kind of kill him. And then I thought, okay, that's alright. But the other thing to note really was, once Yoichi starts to explain about how he's not as worried as he was before. In essence, in this chapter, Yu is really back to normal. He's back to the person we all know him for. He's a hothead. He's that kind of character who becomes really annoying at points. Like, he's really freaking out. Like, in essence, kind of proclaiming to the world, like, why in the name of Christ has this guy not given us all the information we want right now? Why is he just giving us a little tidbits, not everything? In essence, yeah, he's kind of telling the truth. Why doesn't Farrah tell him everything? But he's waiting until he actually gets to the right place to actually tell him then. In essence, not even going there, but still. But I thought, yeah, in essence, when you think about it, Yu is back to normal. He's very back to the person that he was originally, not the kind of cold, not really composed kind of person he was before. In essence, not the kind of demonic possession Yu that we've seen before. And Yoichi's actually kind of happy now. In essence, he's actually kind of happier that he's this way. But the other thing I really didn't like about this whole entire chapter was Shinoa. Shinoa's that kind of character which really is kind of hit and miss with me. She has her times when she's actually really freaking awesome. She's had those times very often in the manga. manga and the anime. But this chapter, she kind of felt a little bit insufferable. Like, in essence, she has those kind of times where she almost acts as a punchline, and that's about it. And this chapter was that chapter. She was the kind of punchline, kind of teasing Mitsuba about the whole idea of her checking the actual back door to see whether or not they actually escape, and saying, oh, it's because you want to do number 2, and then saying everyone else is doing number 2 as well, and then asking everyone else, oh, how do you use this urinal? I was like, I don't know how I feel about her character. She's the only kind of character I really didn't like too much in this whole entire chapter. Yu's back to what he was originally, so I didn't really kind of feel that fussed about him, because again, he's that kind of character who's always acted like this, so he's not that bad anymore. Once you get used to him, he's alright. I mean, really the main thing is, I really get right now, she had her times. Like, in this chapter, she had her times when she was freaking interesting, saying, look, we can't actually trust these people. This is where I can't even trust the Moon Demon Company right now. We can't trust anyone. So really the main thing you get, you really can't trust anyone. And in essence, when she starts speaking about how the actual humans got so greedy, actually managed to harness the power of the angels, I thought, yeah, she's actually being interesting. But she didn't have enough. That's the main thing I really do get from it. But really, the main thing really is now next chapter. Next chapter really does seem like it's all going to go down. What happens when they get to Osaka Bay? What's really going to go down? We're not too sure. Les Carr is there as well, so what's he gonna do? He's gonna take down his people who violated the taboo. See what's gonna happen once you meet Gurren and say, hey, Gurren, mate, you kind of caused the whole entire destruction here, fam. What is going down with your character? I'm not too sure. Are you even Gurren anymore? Are you that husbando I knew before? I'm not too sure, but I want these answers and I ain't gonna get them. I've got to read the light novel first, because the light novel will tell me everything. That's the only main thing I really do get from this whole entire chapter, is the fact of, read the light novel, it'll tell you everything you need to know. But, I mean, overall, a mildly interesting chapter. Had its times where it's kind of awesome, but it was kind of overshadowed by points. So yes, with all that said, I have been the driver. Have you enjoyed the video as a whole? And do you leave a like? Do you leave a like? Because it does help me quite a bit. Have you enjoyed my content as a whole? Do you leave a sub? Do leave a sub, because it does help me quite a bit. But with all that said, I have been a driver, and I shall see you guys later.